Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the CTE Companion. Today, we will be predicting UFC Fight Night Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer in Seattle. As always, these are going to be 100% accurate, no misses, guaranteed. Putting the mortgage on it. You already know what's going on. But before we get into this, I just want to say a few things. First of all, thank you so much for all the new subscribers. In the last week, we went from 3 to 11, which is absolutely amazing. Nearly quadrupled. Thank you for all the very kind comments. I appreciate all of them. I read all of them. I respond to everything. So I just want to say I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. It means so much to me to have all the support and all the views. Let's keep it rolling. Initially, I was hoping for 10 subscribers by the end of April, but we smashed that. We got 8 this week, so we're up to 11 before March is even finished. So let's set a new goal. Let's try and get 50 subscribers by the end of April. And if we could, just very quickly drop a like and subscribe. Let's try and get this video to 10 likes as well. Setting some lofty goals here, I know, but here we go. Let's get right into it. First of all, starting with the not early prelim, but the prelim opener of Alexa Tainara versus Bruna Brazil. This is actually a rematch from the regional scene in 2019 where Bruna Brazil won. However, in this matchup now, Alexa Tainara is a minus 750 favorite. Bruna Brazil is a plus 460 underdog. Bruna Brazil is the biggest underdog. Alexa Tainara is the biggest favorite on this card. Sorry, Alexia. I have Alexia winning this one. I'm not sure. Probably by decision, I think. Yeah, she's 2-0 in the UFC. Bruna Brazil is 3-4. They have two common opponents, Molly McCann and Loma Lookboonmee. Alexia beat them both. Bruna won and lost respectively, so she beat Molly McCann but lost to Loma. I think Alexia is just going to win this one. She's more physically aggressive. She has good grappling. She just walked Lookboonmee down and pieced her up a bit, used her grappling, looked better than her in the clinch, which is surprising against a Thai fighter. Yeah, I'm going to take Alexia Tainara. Next up, Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yanez. Simone is 2-4 in his last 6, 10-6 in the UFC overall. Yanez is 6-3 overall in the UFC and 1-3 in his last 4. It's been quite a while since he's fought, he being Yanez. It's been about a year and a half. I think that Ricky Simone is going to TKO him. Both these guys are very hittable. I think this is going to be an absolute scrap. Maybe fight of the night. There's a lot of fights that actually are in contention for fight of the night here. But yeah, a lot of these prelim fights are really good, actually. I don't know. Recently, they've been having really good fights on the prelims with more notable names than on the main card. Happened a couple weeks ago and this week as well. Another thing they also did is have a random women's MMA rematch to open the prelims 2 weeks ago and this one. I don't know. Guess they're putting some patterns out there. But yeah, Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yanez. This is going to be a great fight. I got Yanez losing. Ricky Simone winning this one. I could see him taking him down, finishing it on the ground with some big elbows. Next up, we have Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Navajo Sterling, a minus 620 favorite. Bruno Lopez, a plus 400. Just a random tidbit that I noticed doing some research. Bruno Lopez beat RoboCop in RoboCop's professional debut back in 2014. With that being said, I think Navajo Sterling knocks him out. So do the odds, apparently. Next up, we have Casey O'Neill versus Gabriel Fernandez. Casey O'Neill is a plus 100 underdog. Gabriel Fernandez is a minus 120 favorite. Gabrielle has been more active and she's beat better opponents. She just faced better competition overall, wins and losses. She lost to Jasmine Jasudavicius by decision. Absolutely no shame there. O'Neill is 1-2 in her last 3. Fernandez is 3-0 in her last 3. She beat the likes of Carly Judice and Kong Wong. So I think, yeah, overall she's beat better competition, and I can see her getting this one done. Following that up, we have Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. I've seen this Tyrell Fortune guy get glazed everywhere by everyone. A lot of people pick him to beat Tybura. He's the favorite. He's a minus 140 favorite, very close. And I looked into this guy. He is not good. I have no idea how this guy is fighting in the UFC. I have friends who are trying to get to the UFC, high-level fighters who are not in the UFC. And this guy has a chance to fight Marcin Tybura, number 8 ranked heavyweight. His 2 fights ago, he fought a guy who was 50 fucking 2 with 100 fights and starts the guy 30 seconds in. 2 fights ago, this is who this guy is fighting. I watched his fight in one of his fights in Bellator. He just lead right hand, lead right hand, lead right hand, 6 in a row. The guy slips it, knocks him out. This guy is not good. I like to be a very positive person. I want the best for everyone. I don't understand how this guy is a favorite against Marcin Tybura. I know Marcin Tybura is 40. I know that he's not the best fighter in the world. Tyrell Fortune is so overrated. I understand that he's a wrestler with a little bit of power. He's a heavyweight wrestler. He has a high-level wrestling pedigree. I understand that. He just he's 36, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's not young. He was in Bellator for a while. He's been finished a few times. He's fought absolutely nobody. Like I said, he fought a 52-year-old on the regional scene. I cannot put into words. I was flabbergasted. I was like, this is who is getting glazed. Has anyone watched his fights? Clearly not. I'm just gonna Marcin Tybura by sub. I don't know. That's all. I'm out of things to say. Next up, we have Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr. Chase Hooper, minus 280 favorite. Lance Gibson, a plus 210. I think that these odds are completely wrong. I think that Lance Gibson is going to win this one by knockout. Chase is coming off the knockout versus Alexander Hernandez. Lance Gibson Jr. came off the split decision against Bobby Green, or King Green rather. And I know this is definitely not the right way to look at this fight, but I was just thinking, like, if Chase Hooper was fighting King Green would be the favorite. Lance Gibson Jr. is, first of all, he's actually a good grappler. I know he just made his UFC debut last fight, but he is actually a good grappler. He can grapple. He has submissions. He is good on the ground. I think that he's going to knock Chase Hooper out. I know Chase Hooper's good with the long-range weapons, the front kicks and everything, and Lance Gibson just didn't do enough in his last fight against Bobby Green. But I think, King Green, but I think that he is actually going to be able to get it done in this one. Following that, we have the main event of the prelims, Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tofik Musayev. Both them are coming off losses. Ignacio Bahamondes lost to Rafael Fiziev. Tofik Musayev got submitted by Mitabik Oralbay. Ignacio Bahamondes is a minus 310 favorite. Tofik Musayev is a plus 230 underdog. I could see Ignacio Bahamondes getting this one done by a sub. I think you might drop Tofik and then submit him on the ground. He's a really decent grappler. And I have this rule. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you might have heard me say it. And if you, I will say it again because I say it a lot. I heard someone say this one time, and it completely changed the way I've thought about how I pick fights. Never pick a person on how you think they're going to win, how you think they're going to do. Look at what they've done in the past. An example of this is Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. You would have thought that Bilal Muhammad would have shot a lot more on Jack, made him uncomfortable, forced the grappling, but he shot the exact same amount of takedowns per minute that he did he typically does, and that's just how most fighters are. Most fighters that are B tier, A tier, even like Bilal Muhammad was a champion. You could call him an A tier fighter. Maybe he's not an S tier fighter, but these A tier and especially the B tier and lower, they stick to their game plan. They don't make the adjustments. And so if you think, oh, this guy has a wrestling advantage, he's going to use it to get to, he can use it to get a win. if he doesn't often implement his wrestling, that I wouldn't bet on the person to win because of their wrestling or pick them to win because of their wrestling. So just I heard someone say that and I've kept that in mind and it's true more often than not. So keep that in mind when you're making your picks or whatever. However, I say that to say that Ignacio Bahamondes has used his grappling in some fights, so I don't feel like I'm really violating that rule when I say that he will be able to submit Tofik Musayev. Following that, we have the opener for the main card, Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. You know what you're getting with Terrence McKinney. He's got 3 good minutes in him. He's going to chin you. He's going to sub you in 3 minutes or else he's losing the fight. And I think he is going to be able to chin Kyle Nelson in the first 3 minutes. Terrence is 2-1 in his last 3, coming off that loss to Chris Duncan. Kind of, what came out really fast. I knocked him down, I think, maybe, and then wasn't able to finish him. It got finished, gassed out. That's the Terrence McKinney special. It is what it is, And Kyle Nelson, he's also 2-1 in his last 3. He's coming off the win against Matt Frivola. I remember that fight being kind of weird. Was there some odd fouls or fouls that should have had a point taken or stoppages or eye pokes or I don't remember. I remember that fight being kind of weird. Maybe it was I thought that Frivola should have won. I remember something odd with that one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm going to take Terrence McKinney by knockout. Following that, we have Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusrai Belgari. If you don't know who Yusrai is, he is a former Glory kickboxer. He fought Alex Pereira 3 times, beat him once, fought Izzy twice. All this when he was between the ages of 23 and 25. He's now 33. He's 9-3 in MMA now. He's a 6'6" middleweight. He's absolutely massive. He's a -102. I think underdog. Mansour Abdul Malik is a -125 favorite. This is a massive step up in competition for Mansour Abdul Malik. His last fight was against Antonio Dern or Antonio Tricoli. Submitted him by standing guillotine. It took him down when Tricoli got back up. He got caught in a standing guillotine. I think that Mansour will win this fight using his grappling. Yusrai, he is a fantastic kickboxer. He has very credentialed, very long career, has made the transition to MMA, but he lost his first Contender Series fight, and he has a couple losses to some UAE Warriors jobbers. I don't know if he will be all that in MMA. Clearly, the UFC has high hopes for him, giving him Mansour Abdul Malik on the main card of a big fight night. But I don't know why these guys are fighting each other, to be completely honest with you. They should probably see each other when they're higher in the rankings. They're both pretty young. Yusrai is 33, as I said earlier, and Mansour is, let me check. Mansour, was he 25, 26? Am I wrong? Oh, he's 28. Okay. Well, yeah, both young. They should probably see each other in another couple years when they're both in the rankings. I think that UFC's giving this one away a little bit too early. Anyways, I'm digressing, and I am going to take Mansour Abdul Malik in this one. Following that, we have Julian Erosa versus Larian Douglas. Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. I'm just going to call him Douglas. This is Douglas's UFC debut. He's a -340 favorite. Julian Erosa is a -250 or +250 underdog. I think that Douglas is going to knock him out because Julian Erosa is pretty slow, pretty plodding. He keeps his hands quite low, and he just doesn't really have the footwork or the defensive timing to really or keep range well enough to really do it very well. And Larian is very fast and explosive, a lot of power. He has a lot of knockouts. Erosa is very tall for the featherweight division, but I think that Larian will be able to close the distance and knock him out in the first round. Following this, we have Michael Chiesa's retirement fight against Nico Price. This one, I was not able to find the odds on DraftKings, so I had to switch it up. So he's a 1.18 favorite to Nico Price's 5.0 underdog. So huge, kind of a layup for Michael Chiesa's retirement. I mean, Anthony Smith got Zhang Yang, Dustin Poirier got Max Holloway, and Michael Chiesa getting Nico Price. I guess they really are a fan of his commentary work or something. He's a huge favorite. This is pretty much a layup. I'll take him by submission. Yeah, Michael Chiesa's retirement fight. Thank you for the great career. He's had some great fights. He's a very, very good commentator. I do really like his commentary. I hope he keeps doing it. He was very enjoyable on the road to UFC, watching those fights to do research for that last fight in Australia at the beginning of the year was very enjoyable. I really like the commentary on there. So if you ever watch Road to UFC, I think there's very good commentary on there. And Michael Chiesa is part of that. In the co-main event of the evening, we have Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. Alexa Grasso, this is a rematch. Alexa Grasso won the first one. Macy Barber, I don't know if you've ever seen the clips, but Macy Barber was more or less shadow boxing at range, and every time she closed the distance, got countered by Alexa Grasso. A lot of improvements by Macy Barber. That fight was quite a long time ago, and she's pretty young, so I think she's like 25, 26 now, so 4 or 5 years ago, she would have been 21 or so. Anyways, a lot of improvements. Alexa Grasso, she's 2-1 in her last 3, but against much better competition than Macy Barber has faced. She lost to Natalia Silva and Shevchenko, and then Drew Shevchenko as well in the fight before that. Obviously beat her before and became champion. Macy Barber, she had the weight cut issues after the enhancement surgery she had. I think she had a seizure in the back, unfortunately, so that fight against Erin Blanchfield was canceled. Very unfortunate situation. She missed weight and came back, won her last fight, looked pretty good in it. But I don't know. I mean, there's obviously the questions if you're missing weight and and it's so bad that you're like, I don't know if it was an injury or because of the surgery added weight. And like, I'm dead serious. Like, if cutting weight was different for her and she just had to get adjusted and the last one went better and now it's a little bit more smooth, I'm not sure. But I think Alexa Grasso gets this one done. She's only 33. I don't think she's washed. I think she's the better fighter. She's obviously had the higher peak. Macy Barber's still young, getting better, but I think Alexa Grasso is going to get this one done by decision. I don't see her submitting Macy Barber. And in the main event of the evening, we have Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Oh yeah, just very quickly, I guess I'm in the minority here because I checked earlier. I did that why it's a great time to be a fight fan video, and I think the odds were a little bit closer for this Barber Grasso fight last week or earlier in this week even maybe, but I guess people are taking Macy Barber, so maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. And now we have the main event of the evening, Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Israel Adesanya, a minus 158 favorite to Joe Pyfer's plus 124 underdog. Joe Pyfer fighting a 3-fight win streak, submitting Abus Magomedov in his last fight, taking Kelvin Gastelum to decision, and I'm forgetting the one before that. Prior to that, he lost to Jack Hermanson. Israel Adesanya, he riding a 3-fight loss streak to Imavov, Strickland, and DDP. And I'm honestly gonna take Israel Adesanya. Joe Pyfer, he's not the dynamic dual threat that Imavov is. Huge power puncher, but we saw Jack Hermanson being able to dance around at range and just make a miss, showed the holes in Joe Pyfer's game. I know that was probably 2 years ago now. But yeah, I just was able to jab him, move around at range, make him miss a bunch, not get hit by any of the big shots, and decision him. I think Israel Adesanya will be able to do a similar thing. I know he just got finished by Imavov, but Imavov's a lot more dynamic, a better grappler. Joe Pyfer, I know he was grappling a lot in that last Abus Magomedov fight. Apparently he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. What did Islam say? A lot of fake black belts. Got to check it. I don't know that he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but it is what it is. Who am I to say? Yeah, he grappled a lot against Magomedov or Nurmagomedov. Yeah, Abus. But I just Izzy, I think he's gonna be able to stuff the takedowns, make him miss. I know Israel's biggest weakness is on the feet is probably his boxing defense. He is there to be hit, but I don't think that Joe has the speed and obviously the explosive power, but I don't think he's gonna put combinations together to really make Israel Adesanya get uncomfortable, back him up. Is he's going to be able to use his lateral footwork, use the jabs and the teeps and the feints to keep him at range. He's not going to be worried about Joe Pyfer's wrestling threat. He is a good counter wrestler. I Joe Pyfer, I think that if he would throw some combinations together, then he might be able to touch Israel Adesanya, but I don't see that happening. I just don't really see a clear. I mean, the path to victory for him is to nuke him with an overhand or a big right hand, but I just don't see it happening. I have Israel Adesanya winning this one probably by 49-46 decision. Maybe he gets dropped in one round in like the third or the fourth, gets a little bit careless at that point, starts styling on him, and then just gets clipped. And I think that he survives it though, so I'm going to take Israel Adesanya to win this fight. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. We are going to do another video. I'll have my reaction to this video coming up. I'm going to try and do 3 videos a week from now on. Try my best to do it. Comment down below who you think's going to win, where you think I'm wrong, where you think I'm right, and if you have anything you want to see. Thank you so much, and as always, have a great day.